RedLip Talk podcast. This is episode 36, and I'm so excited about this episode. And welcome back to us with your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and my co host, Sona Charm. She's not in the building today, but she's with us in spirits. And hopefully, she'll be in the studio on today. So, we're excited about this show because this is a topic, that we're talking about, and it's tips for coping with loneliness during the holidays. A lot of people go through that during the holidays. So we have some special guests in the building that me and her is gonna chat about it and talk about it. But we have some amazing guests on today, and I am excited. And you guys always already know how it normally go down when Sona is in the building. It's like, how was your weekend, girl? And then she'll ask me, how was your weekend? So for me, my weekend was I was able to be blessed this weekend with working at Elgis Point. I guess I'm gonna give them a shout out right now to Elgis, the Suites of Elgis. I was able to give some care to the seniors, and I'm excited about it because you know some people like kids and seniors, they're like kind of near and dear to my heart. So doing that, when I was asked, I was blessed by my brother's fiance to actually say, well, Chriselle, we need a stylist for our seniors here and residents, and they really need their hair done. They haven't had their hair done in so long, and we need somebody like you for your services. So I want to say shout out to Retricia Miller. Thank you, my girl. I really appreciate it. It's not taken lightly. They're showing some of the pics of the beautiful people that I bless. I was grateful to be able to service a elderly woman who was 104 years old. Also, I was able to be blessed to service a guy who was 96. And guys, 96 and still able to write checks, still able to ask me, how much for my services. And like I love this picture right here, guys. So this is a beautiful young lady here who was going to an event. Her granddaughter was getting married, and she was so excited about the haircut and the hairstyle that I did for her. So now, because of that, I had a flyer generated, right? So I want to fill the gap of that niche of the elderly people not getting the services that they should get and get the same salon experience that a person that is not considered elderly. Now these prices and the flyers that you guys are seeing up that you're going to see up, that is specifically for facilities, like if I go to a resident or if I'm going out of town and do those services and things of like that. It's not for Spice Divas Beauty Bar coming into the salon and getting those services. So it's definitely for the seniors, and I want y'all just to know that it's for the seniors. So we have some events that we want to talk about on today. Remember, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and we mentioned it on last show on episode 35, but 36, we're mentioning it again today. 4.9 million African Americans and adults, or 18.7% of all African Americans 20 years of age, have diagnosed or undiagnosed diabetes. Okay, I know the holidays are coming up. We're gonna be eating a lot of sweets. We're gonna, be not on diets and stuff like that. But just be conscious if you are a diabetic person. Watch your glucose levels. I know for me and my family, I want to say my grandmother. Had a bad case of diabetes, diabetic, and her actual two children. My grandmother had five kids, and two of them are remaining living. My uncle Kevin, and as well as my auntie Janice. But my aunt is blessed not to have diabetes, and I don't think my uncle. I'm not sure, but I know two of my aunts passed away, and my actual dad, he passed away, but I don't think he had diabetes. But I want y'all to just be kind of health conscious, during this holiday season. I'm a thick girl and I love to eat. We say that every episode, and everybody knows that I love to eat. But I do think health conscious. If we, like I talked about last show, if we eat bad 20% of the time and eat healthy 80% of the time, we will be okay. Okay. So some other news events that's going on. Let's talk about this cruise, right? Spice Divas, a ladies' night cruise edition, happening December the 11th through the 16th of 2023. Where are we going? We're going to Cozumel and Yucatan Progreso, Mexico. Space is still available. Okay, guys, listen to this. The original prices, it went from the interior of, I think, being 404 plus gratuity plus tax. I'm eager for, if you want to come on this cruise with us, I need y'all to come on this cruise. It's your girl Spice Divas. We're gonna have a beautiful time. This cruise, I'm gonna tell y'all what God gave me. Last night when I found out that the amount of people that have booked for the cruise is not a mass amount. It's not a bunch of women. It's gonna be something that is gonna be epic, because what he gave me was the theme to be realness, not religion. So, meaning that to say, I want all my people that is looking for a life change, all my women, you can bring your spouse with you. We're gonna only have one night for ladies' night. I actually have someone who I connected with who say she may can get the cruise line to get the prices a little under 404. So if that's something that you need before the beginning of the year start, get a girlfriend, get somebody, bring your spouse. Y'all pay that fee to come on the cruise, and I'm looking for 5 more cabins to be filled. 5 more cabins. The reason that I'm harboring on this, because God put this in my spirit to do for this ladies' night. And one thing about it, I love to execute. We gonna get into that for the takeaway, about not just trying to do something, not just putting an effort on something. We have to learn to execute, because Jesus was not in the business of just trying and effortless. He had to execute in order for certain things to happen and in order for certain miracles to happen. So if you need more information about this latest night edition cruise, grab your daughter, grab your girlfriend, one of your good friends. Y'all come on this cruise. We need 5 more cabins booked, and it's not about the numbers. It's always about it's quality versus quantity. And I think God want to do something amazing. The first ladies' night that we did in Spice Divas Beauty Bar, it was only about 10 women. And we laid before the throne, we laid before God, and still had a good time. Again, realness over religious. Okay, religiousness. I don't know how he want me to put it, but that's the theme he gave me when thinking about this actual ladies' night, because I want women to be actually be leave off that cruise with a different mindset, including myself, going into the year of 2024. And we in the holiday season, and most people in this holiday season, y'all, we get a little distracted on what it is that we need to do before the year 2024 come in. We get distracted about it. We get into this celebratory season instead of being focused on the things that we need to do before 2024 come in. So some more events that we have, some news that we have. I want to go into the news that we have. I gave the shout out to the Suites of Algiers. Again, shout out to you guys one more time again. Shout out to Thrive, a celebration of life, this past weekend at Bethesda Community Event Center. Shout out to First Lady Gwen for doing this amazing. This I think that was the second annual Thrivers celebration, and what it was geared around is survivors of cancer, people who gone through diagnosis with cancer. By October ending, I don't want people, and I love the fact that they still gave the event. Some people, because October ended, they're not, thinking about, going in, still thinking about cancer and cancer survivors. But I love the fact that they still did that event. So shout out to you. In our second news, this is kind of juicy, y'all. I want to talk about Keke Palmer. She got a restraining order from her child's father due to abusive allegations. Now, I want to talk on that a little bit because the signs were there when the tweet was put up about what she had on. That is a sign when somebody is trying to control you as to what you're putting on your body. That was a sign. It was a little inklet. And then now it's getting more aggressive, or that she had to put a restraining order on him because of allegations of abuse. Now, ladies, I don't care who it is, what it is. If you want to wear something, as long as it's respectful to your mate or your spouse, I'm not saying for you to get divorced and just wear what you want, because what she had on was a little, I wouldn't have worn it, but I don't have the body to wear it. She's younger, and maybe that is something that she wanted to wear. But that was an inkling and a sign of a controlling person. I know there's two sides to every story, but I just want to keep you in prayers, Keke, and I'm glad that you made the bold thing of actually getting a restraining order for signs and stuff of abuse. So I'm shout out to you for that. One more mention, and then we're gonna go into a break. Better to be alone during the holidays. I don't know. Production is funny, okay? Production is funny. Now, is it better to be alone for the holidays? I know my girl Keke probably gonna be alone for the holidays. She probably wasn't expecting that with her new baby and everything else. But I mean, is it better to be alone, or is it better to just be with anybody during the holidays and just trying to just cope because you don't want to be lonely for the holidays? What you think? And when we come back, we're going to talk more about that. We have some amazing people in the building on today. I want to talk about, when we come back in the second segment, holiday depression due to loneliness. And I have the beautiful Myraeionne Jones. She's a specialist with the youth, and she's the lovely wife of Ronald Jones, and also the sister of my boy Big Fave, who was on here last episode. So we keeping it in a family, and I don't want y'all to go anywhere. We also have another special guest that's just entered in the building. We have my boy Guy in the building from Phenomenal Products, and we're gonna have some deep conversations, some good conversations about being lonely during the holidays, and whatever, with RedLip Talk, you know how I do. Wherever the conversation lead us, that's where we go. So I don't want y'all to go anywhere. It's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and you gotta stay tuned to RedLip Talk podcast. Mwah! Don't go nowhere.
Spice Divas, Sona's charm, RedLip Talk, RedLip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Get Glammed Up by Keyshawn. Tune into Red Lip.
It's your girl Sona's charm.
And it's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the RedLip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. RedLip Talk podcast. Wow.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
It's your girl, Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to Red Lip Talk Podcast, episode 36, with your girl Spice Divas. And I got a beautiful guest on here today. But first and foremost, we got to pull that song. I want them to get that song out. It's your birthday when we leaving off this segment. Look for that song for us, production, because it's her birthday.
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
And we're
Thank
not going to
you.
tell you age because I have a thing of always asking people their age, and I get in trouble for that every time on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
we're just gonna
we
let
just
them
gonna say,
guess how old I am.
Yes,
How old do you think
yes,
I am?
Yes, how old she is. But thank you for coming on with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Myraeionne Jones.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
That's
yes,
your name,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So tell the people a little bit about yourself. You know, like what you do and stuff, and you know.
Okay. Yes. I do sort of like social work. Residential with youth from the ages of 16 to 24.
Yeah.
I work with them with independent living skills,
Yes,
life
yes.
skills, and things as such.
Yes, you know what's funny, Myraeionne? I was in that field. I
Yes.
tell people that people don't know that. Well, some people do. I was in that field from, I want to say, the age 19 to 40.
Right. Okay.
I worked with individuals that had developmental disabilities. I used to
Okay.
be over like 16 group homes
Right.
for people that had developmental disabilities. And that field, I know you say you're dealing with the youth from 16 to 24.
Yes.
Some of my group homes was individuals of that age.
Of that age
caliber.
range. Mhm.
Yeah, and it's very needed, and it's an honor that you actually
Yes.
is doing it, because it's a high, I want to say, energy job. 'Cause
Yes,
you gotta
yes,
be
yes.
motivated.
Right, you have to be. You have to
Yeah.
be with those different types of groups, of age groups.
Yeah.
Yes, they're very impressionable. At the same time, they think they know everything.
They think
So-
they do it. Well, you know, my 14-year-old, he like that now.
Right,
He
right.
think he know everything.
Mhm.
Very impressionable. But he think I got a 14-year-old and I have a 22-year-old
Oh, yeah.
daughter.
Yes.
So I got them in your age group,
Mhm.
the kids that you work with.
Right, right. Yes.
So let's talk about this season, this holiday. That's why I wore my shiny today.
Oh, right.
Because
You-
it's holiday season.
Yes, and you look very beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
too.
you,
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
too. So even though it's like gloomy outside, we're
Right.
still bringing the sunshine, me and Myraeionne.
Yes,
We're
yes.
still bringing the sunshine out here. But let's talk about the loneliness around this time with
right.
the kids.
And
What
it's
have
funny you should
experienced?
say that it's gloomy outside, because that brings on some of the depression that we have to deal with. They may call it like seasonal depression. So this time of the year, when it's cold and it's gloomy and it's dark, it brings on depression. You know, with our youth that has already like mental illnesses.
Yeah.
So around this time, around Christmas time, they seem to get lonely.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to come up with like coping skills to deal with loneliness.
Yeah.
And one of the things are that, you know, we have to keep them entertained.
Yes.
They come from all backgrounds.
Yeah.
So some of them come from being homeless or being in abusive homes or relationships,
Yeah.
and they come to us. So they're already dealing with a lot, but when it comes around this time of the year, they get extra lonely.
Yeah.
depressed or even suicidal. So we just have to remind them that it's temporary. They don't have to make a permanent decision for something that's temporary. And so we have coping skills with them, like we make them work out extra, go outside, breathe fresh air, read a book, manage social media a little bit, because it could be good in some ways, but then you looking at other people's lives
and
and
you
having,
think they're happy.
but
It's always like, I always say that, like, about social media, Facebook, whatever.
Right.
Because people will post stuff and they'll be in their own depression.
Right.
But they're posting stuff to make it seem like they're happy.
Right.
And it's just to make other people see that it's almost like a self-satisfying or satisfactory thing, or I'm gonna post this, but really I'm going through something.
But I want people to think I'm happy.
I want people to think I'm happy
and have it all.
Have it all
and
together.
I
really don't.
Right.
But like, like around this time of season, like, what do you think kids of that area, like that caliber, that's going through mental health, or some kids that are probably not even, that's probably undiagnosed, they have a mental health illness. What do you think they really need?
They just need someone know that they care about them. They just need someone to tell them, hey, I care. You're not alone. You may be feeling lonely, but you're not alone. We are here. We are here. So we just like to engage with them, talk to them, really listen. Sometimes they feel like they don't have anybody that really listens to them. Most people want to talk at them and not really hear what they're saying. So
that's funny you say that, 'cause my son say that all the time.
Right.
Mama, you're not listening. You just telling me what you need me to do and what you need, but you really not listening.
Right.
Now my son is very opinionated. So sometimes I have to cap that because he too opinionated.
Right.
And I think there's a lot to do with, we always told him to express themselves.
Right.
But you can express yourself, but don't express yourself to the point where you being a little disrespectful.
Right. Exactly. I deal with the same thing. Like, it's a thin line between expressing yourself and being disrespectful. A very thin line. So tread lightly.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly
and
with
then
that one.
you know too, Myraeionne, like when we were younger, it's certain things
that we couldn't say.
Yeah. That these kids today.
Right. And that kind of messed us up a little bit too.
I know.
We have to let the children express themselves. Don't say just shut up, but hear them out. Hear them out, because they may be suffering silently and you not know it. So you have to let them get it out, or they may be scared to talk because we teach them, hey, speak when you're spoken to, or don't interrupt me while I'm speaking, say excuse me and stuff like that. So it's a very thin line. So you just have to, kids can be depressed, right, and you not even know it.
A healthy relationship or a healthy communication.
That's it.
Because communication is, there was some, like when I was in school, they used to talk about there's a line or something. Communication is a sender and a receiver.
Right.
Is a sender and a receiver. So if you're just sending,
and not receiving,
and we're not, there we go.
Yeah, it get caught up.
You get caught up.
So you have to listen and understand. Listen to understand and not listen to respond.
Yes. Yeah. So I was looking at some things. I had a few tips on how people should get through the loneliness and coping through the loneliness during holidays. A lot of people around this time too, if you notice, they think about people that they have lost.
Right, that's true.
Because they think about the whole old holidays, and they think that stuff is not supposed to change. Right. So they think about, okay, I lost this one around this holiday, or I'm thinking about my mom, or I'm thinking about my grandmother, because this is what the meal that they cooked and things like that.
If they could cook that same meal, do it. They'll make them feel like they're still there.
Yeah.
So if they got those recipes or remember watching it, let them cook those meals around the holidays. That helps. That really give me chills to think about it, because that happened, with my aunts and some of my uncles. They left those recipes, and, you pay attention to things and not know you're really getting it. You're just watching, and then you got it. So before you know it, like, you can make those muffins. You can make those cakes and stuff that they make. So around the holidays, you can, like, keep that in mind, but start new traditions. You know what I'm saying? Start new things to help you, if you was used to being at home eating that. You can cook it, but then like plan a vacation.
Yeah.
Plan a vacation and do something around that time. Don't stick to the things that because you can slip into that depression. But don't stick to, hey, let's go ahead and make new traditions. You can do that.
Because, like every holiday, I always say, I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to do the same thing everybody's doing. I'm not doing it. It's always in my head, right? But like you said, that I like what you said, because I do try to every year make the gumbo that my grandma made.
Right, do that.
I'm almost there.
Mm-hmm.
She had the best gumbo. Mm-hmm. But I'm almost there. My kids love my gumbo. And it's a tradition that I started with my kids. Let me tell you what we do. Back in the day, you used to have to cook that food at night. Mm-hmm. But me, I want my food fresh.
During the day, especially gumbo.
So I get up at 5, 6 in the morning and cook my food and have it done by 12.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And my kids love it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they get in the kitchen with me.
Oh, yeah.
And that's actually our tradition.
Yeah, making
of
new...
what we do. We're making new traditions.
And memories.
And memories. Mm-hmm. And what about, like, you talk about I was thinking about the seniors, like around this time.
Oh, yeah.
They get so lonely.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They get really, really lonely. And I had pulled up some tips on what they can do around this time of the year when they get lonely. I saw a few of them. It said that maybe you can host a virtual like a Zoom or something. Right. Since we so technical.
Right, technology. But we have to show our seniors how to do that. Yeah, we got to show them how to do that. But they're catching on pretty fast.
They are.
Right. And Zoom is pretty simple, so they can get on Zoom. Yeah. We learned that during COVID. Yeah. When we had to stay inside, we got on that Zoom, and they learned it quickly.
Because I know I did.
Yeah. So you get on that Zoom, and that is one thing, so they won't feel lonely looking at their family on there. And that is one great coping.
And then me going to the Suites of Algiers, and I'm seeing the elderly there. But half of them, they wasn't lonely because their family want to know when they're getting their hair done.
Right.
When they couldn't chop it. One girl said, one elderly said, my grandbaby did my nails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. She came and did my nails and painted my nails. But coping with the loneliness with seniors, everybody. Because, like you said, this is the season where people do get lonely. And coping with it she gave some excellent tips. Myraeionne gave some excellent start new traditions. Think about your old traditions that you did.
Right.
With your family.
Them.
Incorporate that too. Something else you said about depression. Going through, I don't know if you said you just got to do something or something like that.
Right.
Something else you said.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It does help to like read books. I mentioned that. Like get a book that you like, and don't get into like manage social media wisely. Yeah, that's one thing. You can use it to get in touch with your family and talk and hold little virtual parties and stuff like that. But you got to be careful of the fakeness of Facebook and things like that. Right.
Of IG.
Right.
Fakeness.
Don't get caught up in the hoopla. Right. Yeah. Don't get caught up in the whole hoopla of the holidays. Remember the important things. What really matters.
What really matters. So thank you for all your beautiful coping skills and things that you touch on today. We really appreciate you coming in, and especially on your birthday to celebrate with us on her birthday. So y'all give us some shout out, give us some love on my social media.
Yes.
Give her some beautiful happy birthdays. It's her birthday and she took the time. This is the sister of my boy Big Fave, Marlon Favorite, and also the beautiful wife of Ronald Jones.
Yes.
And he's close to production in here. So my boy T.
Production's first cousin.
Yes.
So
you fam all the way.
All the way. We're double related.
You fam all the way.
Yes.
But thank you for taking the time to be on with me today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we do this thing. Okay, RedLip Talk Podcast. So when I go into the next segment, when we talk about when they say RedLip, like that, okay?
Okay.
So we blow the kiss to the people.
Okay.
I
love blowing kisses.
Yeah. I love blowing kisses. So our next segment, what we're going to have on here today, we got my boy Gee in the building from Phenomenal Products. These beautiful products, these awesome products that we use at Spice Diva's Beauty Bar. And we thank you again for being on with us, giving us them coping skills. Y'all take them coping skills, run with them coping skills, and definitely listen to you. I like that part. I'm gonna take with me.
Right.
Listen to your young adults.
Oh yeah.
Not
definitely.
Just talk at them.
Don't talk at them. Listen to them.
Listen to to them. Listen to them before we just give them all the things that they need to be
communication.
doing. Effective communication.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank y'all. Don't go nowhere. This is episode 36 of Red Lip Talk Podcast with your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva. And now we got my girl on here with us, Myraeionne Jones.
Hello, everybody. I am author Vanessa J. Ross, and you are tuning into Red
That's the
Lip.
house of prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Spice Divas, Sona's Charm, Red Lip Talk, Red Lip Talk, girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Live on Red Lip Talk Podcast. We're about to go in right now so we can't really do a boom, boom, boom. We're live
Girl,
on Yee.
come sit with us and sip some tea. Red Lip Talk.
Oh, we here. All right, we're on. We're live. We're live. That was quick, huh?
I know that was amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are on the money.
We on the money. Production know how to do it. That's what I love. Execute excellence. I love that. So we're here today on Red Lip Talk Podcast, episode 36. We thank y'all for tuning back into Red Lip Talk Podcast with your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva. And now I have an amazing guest on the show. I always just call you Gee. That's what you like?
That's who I am.
That's it. He said that's what he like. That's who he is. So what we talking about today, Gee? We're talking about tips for coping with loneliness during the holidays. But before we get into that, I don't know if you want to do a little spiel of who you are, because some people might didn't catch the episode when you were on.
Okay.
So tell them a little bit about Gee.
All right, number one, I am not a psychiatrist. And anything that comes out of my mouth
Don't
is
hold me
only
accountable.
solely my opinion, which might change by tomorrow with some other information. But I try to be as helpful as I can with my views and my ideas. So,
Yes.
number one, I am the owner of Phenomenal Hair Care Products.
Yeah.
And
Put your mic up so
which
can
we
hear.
sell
There we go.
throughout New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Los Angeles, and we do ship out to different areas. We have attempted to try the Atlanta market, but
Okay.
that's who I am.
Yeah.
But today we are with this amazing crew.
Oh, I love the way he
And-
do that. He just like
and-
shout us out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
If you're not on the Red Lip podcast, then
What you doing?
I don't
What
know.
you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know what you're doing. I thank you for coming on. I thank you for supporting, and a lot of people, don't support it, and they gonna miss it because
True.
when it blow up to the altitude where it needs to go, they're gonna have some problems, right?
That's a
And
fact.
I think, like you said, one thing he said, he's not a psychiatrist, but you bring up some juicy topics in the salon when you come in to sell your products. We have some we talk for about an hour, huh, Gee?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say this becomes because being a man
Yeah.
of a certain age, growing up in a different time frame as the time frame of now, I'm going to have different views
Yeah.
and different ideas.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're completely right,
Yes.
but it gives you a different point of view of someone else from a different time frame.
Yeah. Know what I like too? I love that, I don't know, I think I've been knowing you for a while coming in. But what I do love is that, you we can agree and disagree and still have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
As far as, because some of the topics we talk about in the salon, it engages the customers. And they put their two cents. In the last conversation we had, woo, that was deep.
Which one?
The last one. When we were in the salon and the young lady with the big hair was in there. And I think we were talking about relationships or something like that.
And the lady wanted to touch a subject dealing with her
husband. And I like the way you were like, is
Yeah.
that his kid?
Yeah.
Oh, Gee cut it short. I loved it.
yeah,
You like, is that his kids? Oh, I'm not about to get into
Yeah,
a conversation about your husband with his kid here. I'm not doing it.
Because for me,
Yeah.
you got to understand. Like, I know what women do on a general basis, and I know what men do. And I know when men and we're in barbershop, we say stuff, but it's not hurtful. It's
Yeah.
more of jokes.
Okay.
I find that when women say things, it's more like knifing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if
I ain't gonna lie, we do go for the
You see
jugular.
what I'm saying?
Because I do it. I do it. I ain't gonna lie.
My ex-girl was the same way. She
I
was
do it.
straight.
I do it.
We'd
I'm
be
sorry.
making jokes, and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna finish him."
Yeah.
And I would be like, "Whoa, that's not playful no more.
Yeah.
You're trying to like stab me."
Yeah.
So I would say this, that I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna be destructive of that man
Yeah.
who is the father
Of this kid.
that little girl.
Yeah.
Because now I'm putting that in psychologically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And just because he's not a good man, that don't mean he's not a good father.
Yeah. Because
Well, it's not. Well, everybody's perspective is different.
Everybody's perspective is different, but that kid should still feel comfortable with the parenting that
Yeah.
they have from both parents.
Yeah.
They shouldn't feel like negative towards another parent because you've instilled this in their head.
Yeah.
Because eventually, one day, they're going to be 30, 40 years old, and they're going to start to regret the way that things went down. And now they will also hate you as the parent that gave them that information.
Yeah.
Or on top of that,
Yeah.
they will become you.
Yeah. Because just like Myraeionne said, like, kids around that age are very impressionable.
Very.
So they're very impressionable. Now, let's talk about this. I want to get a male perspective of this.
Okay.
About the Keke Palmer situation. And we was talking about loneliness.
Okay.
And we on relationships, so we might as well just spill into that.
Let's roll.
Let's just spill into that.
Not that I know relationships well, because I'm single, but I have been in a few.
I'm single too. I'm dating, but I'm single too.
Hey.
But you probably had a few healthy relationships, I guess.
I thought they were kind of relationships.
You thought
There was some healthiness to them, so.
He said it was so
I mean, I grew, and I think they
He
grew.
said they grew. we just
grew.
didn't grow together.
That's it, but we did grow.
But we did grow. Okay? All right. So let's get
Apart
into
in some cases, but we grew. That's all I'm saying.
He said we grew apart in some cases.
But we grew.
But we grew.
But we
But wait, no, Gee, let's talk about this. So let's get into Keke Palmer.
Okay.
You know the situation where she had the outfit on. Do you
Yep.
know that?
Yep.
And then he did a tweet about her and said, "What kind of mama are you?"
Yep.
Da-da-da-da. Do you think that's red flags of not wanting a woman to wear a certain thing in your dating world or when you was in a relationship? Is there certain type of? Or we did talk about that in the shop.
All right. I will say this.
We talked
'cause,
about the tights.
I saw another video by another podcasting crew.
Okay.
What was their name? Joe Budden. All right.
Okay.
And
What
Joe
was it?
threw Joe Budden.
Joe Budden.
And
Okay.
Joe threw this out.
Okay,
and
this
I'm
good.
going to be
This good.
honest, I kind of feel the same way.
All right, let's go.
If you meet a particular woman on the street or in a club and she's in a particular way, dressed a certain way,
Yeah.
that's what she feels that she can go out into the world to.
Okay.
When you start dating, you cannot expect her to change because she wants attention. So basically, she is for the streets.
This juicy.
That is not your girl.
I don't know if you hear this.
That
Tea, this
girl
juicy.
is for the streets.
Yeah.
Because she's saying, hey, whenever she goes on the streets, she's saying, look at me. Look at me. She's not saying, hey, I got a man and I need to cover up and show my man
Right.
the things that I'm
Wait,
showing.
wait, Gee, I gotta
For the
interject
streets.
on this.
Go ahead.
But you wouldn't have looked at her
That's true.
if she wasn't
But
had that on
so
for the streets.
except she's from the streets. She's not your woman. She will always be for the streets or looking for attention.
Looking for attention.
She's not looking to close down. So at that time, you got to understand what you have.
Yeah.
You have the
But
street.
what if she wanna? Okay, I gotta be double. So what if she just
Okay,
wanna look good?
one
G?
second. What about Russell Wilson's girl?
Ooh.
Who went naked, literally. See through everything. I see your nipples, right? At a show.
Yeah.
It must have been embarrassing for this man.
But he was on the side of her.
He was embarrassed. I mean, it's almost like, check this out. You ever, I mean, you've never been, and
Yeah.
I haven't been, but
Yeah.
I've seen in photos when they have the slavery auction and they're pretty much naked. Sitting up on a stump.
Right.
And it was kind of like auctioning her off.
Right.
Because literally, look at this one that I have right here. Oh, you can't
Yeah.
even see my hand. Look at
Yeah.
this one that I have right
You can see it on here. You can see it on there. You on there.
Look
They
at
can
this
see that.
one that I have right here, and
Right.
it'd be auction her off.
Auction her
Look, she's for the streets.
You think Sierra
That
for the
is-
streets, kid?
Look, all I'm saying is she's not acting like she is in a true relationship. Once again, and
they saying like she's the happiest she
you
ever
want
been.
attention.
Yeah.
But you want attention.
Cause like, why you gotta show the
Not
world?
from one man.
Wait, I'm gonna say this. Why she gotta show the world his body? I mean, that's
Her body,
Her
right?
body.
It's like,
that's supposed to be for him.
Imagine he went in the same thing, male version of it.
Okay.
Just walking around all naked.
Yeah.
How would she feel about that?
That's
Think of it like
true.
this.
I
What
didn't look
would
at that.
you
What y'all got to
feel
say about this? This
if
is
you're
some juicy
I mean,
stuff. Like,
it
what do
have-
y'all have to
I
say?
mean,
I want to see on this live, on your live, on here. What do y'all have to say about this topic? Do y'all feel like?
And to be fair, some of you might be okay with it because like 90, well, not 90, but 70% of the men are walking around with their ass out. So
True.
So that might be like,
True.
yo, my man walks around with his ass out.
True. Like because they have the pants hanging down.
There you go. They'd be
They
like,
have the pants hanging down.
they'd be like, yo, my man is almost naked, so I could be naked too.
Okay, let's go back to Keke Palmer,
I
right?
don't know.
So you rather the abusive relationship? She put like the They talk about the loneliness. Now, of course, she gonna be lonely, and you gotta look at Keke Palmer. We saw her grow up from little to adulthood.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure she wanted to be with her family around the holidays.
Yep. I would think so.
So you think that was a sign? I know I agree with what you're saying about a woman should cover themselves sometime. You for the streets if you're putting it out there, but you don't think that was a sign of him being a potential abuser, of wanting to tell her what to put on?
No, I don't know because see, I would have to think like, how did this relationship start, and what were the signs along the way? Because you can't say it was just this one time going out to an Usher concert.
Right.
It had to be a lot of other things. But see, going into the psyche of each individual, we also have to go into the psyche of the man.
Right.
And the woman. Because
the
we have to understand like
why she want attention.
Yeah, what she wants attention for.
Yeah.
And at the same time, what does this man want from this relationship?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what does he want? I mean, does this relationship make him whole? Or is it that he just, because don't get me wrong, men will chase women that are happy, right?
Ooh.
Because if
Wanna
we're not
be happy. We wanna be happy.
We think we could substitute you with happiness.
Yeah.
Then we find out, oh, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
That's not enough.
Because honestly, to be honest with you, like,
what's up, Ken?
with me, hi, Ken. Honestly, like, for me, I have been chased.
Yep.
And then I've always been chased. But then once they get me, after the chase, okay, they'll chase me for a long time. Once they get me after the chase, then they have a problem with the commitment aspect of it, you know? And like you said, maybe because, okay, she looks happy.
Yep.
I want to chase her because she looks like she's somebody that can make me happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like this. Lonely for the holidays, not being lonely for the holidays, however we, put it in perspective. If you're not whole within yourself, you're never going to be happy.
That is true. That is true.
I feel like for me, I say, okay, I'm ready to be in a committed relationship again. I'm ready to be married again. Da-da-da. But I have things that I have to deal with for me in order for me to be an asset to a person and not a liability.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
And I think, honestly, like, if you meet your true soulmate or your they will understand you. They're going to take you at your lowest of lows, and they're going to take you at your highest of highs.
Yeah.
Right? Either way, they ain't going nowhere.
That's true.
So if a person can't accept Gee for Gee, or they can't accept Kree for Kree, they're not the person.
Yeah. I would say that the problem
at your worst times.
Yeah. The problem that we have right now is that so many of us are starting with relationships based with social media, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people will say that, I've heard this: if my man's not willing to grow, then he's not willing to grow. And I'm like, you don't understand that men that are content are usually happy.
Yeah.
Right. So we got a simple routine. Right. They're gonna go to work. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And you're a part of their life. But women aren't that way lately. Women are like shooting for the rockets, and it's like, oh, I saw we could do this on, and we should do pajamas, and we should take pictures, and it's like always putting a next goal and a next goal and a next goal, which is probably in some way not happy. It's just shooting for the rockets.
Yeah.
But
or doing what they see other people do.
There you go. So, and assuming that those are happy, so that this will make us happy.
Yeah.
But the man might not want to do it, but will go along with the routine because he just wants he wants you to be happy, and he just wants to be a part of something.
And he don't want to lose that woman.
There you go. But the reality might be that he doesn't want to do this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make him a bad person or a person that doesn't want to grow. Because you just have to understand the psyche of men.
Yeah.
We're not always looking for the next level. We're just looking to be content and happy.
You did talk about that in the salon. You were like, maybe I'm content at where I am.
Yep.
And then you're coming in and you want to change.
Yeah.
And I looked at you like when we got together, a man, or when we got together, this is where I am. I'm happy where I am. But here you want to change and do this, right? I'm going to get into one more topic before we go to break. And, I want to talk about what makes a man not commit. Do you know that? I'm just asking you because I know you well versed on this type of stuff.
I think it could. No, I'm not.
You got some opinions. Like, you might not be well versed, but you have some opinions.
Well, I mean, it could be a lot of things. It depends, I think, on the man himself. Like, is he substituting you for a reason?
Yeah.
Or
are you a filler until he find what he really want?
You could just be a filler in his life, and he might not know what he wants. Like, I can truly tell you, I know some of the things I want from a woman, but I do not know all.
Okay.
Right? And normally women have a list of things. I'm a man that really doesn't have a list. I'm like, it either is going to work or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I will say that that maybe people don't commit to relationships because they weren't looking to commit in the beginning. Now, we can say we're looking to commit, but it's just saying words, right? And saying words is fine. And I base this on my previous relationship because I know that she was at that point done.
Yeah.
And because saying the words of commitment but not following through.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got some juicy stuff. Go ahead, finish.
Oh, it could be a lot of things. It could very well be that that he doesn't like you that much. One possibility. He doesn't like certain things you do. And of course, he's not even happy with himself. So the filler is not enough. Right? It's like, okay, I thought this was going to work. It's not working for me. Why? Because I'm still in search of something. Right? And I would say that social media is a plus of or is a negative towards that situation, but that is not the only reason. It's the individual themselves. It's like what if you got to find, and I would say this, right? If you're going to find a relationship, then you would have to find a happy man to be in that relationship. Because if he's not happy in the first place, right? He might seem happy. Right? But you got to find out if he is happy. Going out to the club and all this other stuff and taking pictures on social media, to me, is like screaming for attention. So it doesn't mean that you're happy.
I know lies. I like your theology about stuff because the thing is this: everybody don't have to know what you're doing. And why you have to prove to everybody what you're doing. The thing is, I use social media as a tool for the salon. I post stuff and this and that. But I've been getting into a space where I don't want to post all my styles. I don't want to post all the way. Because first of all, what people doing, they're counting your money. Okay, and they feel like you got it or whatever, and they don't know what you may be going through, right? So I'm getting into that habit. You're right. We just got from talking about with Myraeionne about fake book, and other things. Social media is a persona. It's a persona.
It is.
For the person to feel like they're happy or something like that. It really is a persona.
It is.
So thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to leave the people with? Because we're going with takeaways after this.
I'm going to say for this holiday, right? And this is and every day and every day of your life. Because the problem is when we go through Thanksgiving and Christmas, it is extremely hard. Because we're talking about two family-based holidays. And there's only about 3 weeks in between. And so you're stressed mentally about connecting, having someone to connect to, and having someone to be there for, and having someone to be there for you. It is straining on you mentally because if they were spaced by at least 5 months, you can get through the first one. You can get over the hump.
But you're right, it's all crammed.
Yes.
It's all crammed in one.
Emotionally, that's a lot. So I would say this, right? If there is family, stay close to family. If you're an introvert, get out there, somehow get a hug from someone in your family. I would say social media is not your best friend because you're just going to watch fake individuals performing the art of happiness. And you will in return feel like you have to replace that also and put out an image. Don't do it to yourself.
Don't do it.
Stay off of social media.
This celebratory season. Celebratory
there you go.
season. That's what it is. Don't get focused on that.
There you go.
Get focused on whatever goals that you may have because that celebratory season, it makes you feel like, even for me, I have my kids. I got my 14-year-old. I have my 22-year-old. But at some points, I'm like, I do reflect around this time and be like, oh, I'm supposed to have this happy family. When as a young girl, I envisioned having this husband, the kids, the big house, the girls, the two dogs, the white picket fence, the American dream. So I too get into that. So that's good information that it is crammed into 3 weeks. And we want you guys to take these tips that's given by Guy, that's given by Myraeionne, and implement them. That's the right word. Implement them in your season this year. Implement them in this season. But thank you so much for sitting on with us today. We have my boy Guy from Phenomenal. You're always welcome to come and sit on the couch at RedLip Talk Podcast. We really appreciate you being a support system.
It's a good couch. I might just sleep over here until next Monday and be here for next Monday.
He sound like sleep over here for next Monday.
Sit here, sleep, or be ready for next Monday.
Did you hear him? Did y'all hear him? But thank y'all for tuning in this episode. Episode 36. We're going to be back. 36. We're going on break, and we're going to come back with our takeaways. And so when we do RedLip Talk, how you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I got you.
Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva. Red Lip Talk podcast in the building. Mwah!
Spice Divas. Sona's charm. Red Lip Talk. Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip Talk.
Hi, this is Constable Kendall Bussy, and you just tuned into the Red.
The wait is over. This is your favorite prophetess Chanel Jones, and I want to introduce to you my new non-traditional podcast called Kingdom Women Speaking, where you can expect a royal discussion amongst queens. Yes, Lord. And you can find me on New Orleans Talk Network. Tune in, world.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Hi, this is your favorite author, Teresha Rell. Live, learn, love with an open heart. Life lessons on cultivating healthy and meaningful relationships. And you are tuned into Red Lip Talk Podcast.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Get Glammed Up by Keyshawn. Tune into Red Lip Talk podcast.
It's your girl, Sona's charm.
And it's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the Red Lip Talk podcast.
Every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Red Lip Talk podcast. Mwah!
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Spice Divas. Sona's charm. Red Lip Talk. Red Lip Talk.
Girl, come sit with us and sip some tea.
Red Lip.
All right. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Red Lip Talk Podcast, episode 36, where we were giving tips today for coping with loneliness during the holidays. That's the theme. It's your girl, Spice Divas, the marketing diva, and my co-host on the charm. She's not in the building. She ran through to give us a little something, and she went out. But we have an amazing guests on today. We had several guests. We had Myraeionne Jones. She gave y'all coping tips, how to deal with your teenagers or your young adults around this time of the season. And we have now my boy Guy from Phenomenal Hair Products in the building. Because, we always talking about salon stuff, sipping tea, what we going to talk. And it's really good to have a male perspective on some of the things that we talk about in the salon as well. But we're in this episode now, so welcome back, Guy.
Hey.
He's going to do our takeaways with us. I'm so excited. But before we get into takeaways, let me tell you again, for some reminders, I want to thank all of our sponsors who's been sponsoring us, who gave a donation as minimum of $25 or whatever you given to help support our production and everything to keep going and keep forward. We thank you guys for that. If you want to be a viewer or a listener, we want you to download the New Orleans Talk Network app in your Google Play or Apple Store. It's free. You can do it today. You can do it now for 24 hours. You can watch our podcast. You also can follow us on YouTube at New Orleans Talk Network. And help our page grow. I want y'all to tag, share, invite. You can also watch it on New Orleans Talk Network, and you also can watch it on Spice Divas Beauty Bar on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook page, Spice Divas Beauty Bar in Facebook, you can watch it there. And I would like for you guys to actually share it with someone. Tag and everything. Do you like some of the things that you saw on today, or do you like our podcast or what we're doing anyway? If you want to donate to our platform, please visit the website neworleanstalknetwork.com/donation. Also, if you want to be a guest on our show, you can actually follow that same website, and you're going to see at the bottom, you see where they're putting it now, you will have something that you will fill out, and you put the date, you tell us a little bit about yourself, and you actually can be a guest on the show. And we really are looking for people with ideas. We're looking for you if you have a product, a service, and if you just want to talk about some things that's prevalent, that's going on in Louisiana, New Orleans, or wherever you are. We're just not capping you to New Orleans or Louisiana. We have Zoom capability. We have amazing production. We have people that have been on the show from California, all around the coast, wherever. So you have anybody that you would like to even just come on, or if you're too busy where you can't come actually in the studio and you want to come on the podcast, we actually can do that with all the technology that we have on today.
Way to go.
All right. So we're getting into our takeaway moments. RedLip Talk takeaways is actually brought to you by Spice Divas Beauty Bar, and we're excited about what our takeaways are today. Now, we got into this topic about loneliness and about what's going on like around this season. Just a celebratory season of holidays, and people get into this thing, and some people have an effect of being depressed because of loneliness. Is there anything that you have in your mind, Guy, that you want to leave as far as a takeaway to somebody out there that's looking, that may feel like they may be lonely, or you gave some great coping skills on what they should do, and you gave some great relationship stuff from a male perspective. So we can talk about that all day. I think we can talk about that
and
all
my
day.
ideas might change next week. But
talk about that all
hey,
day.
I learned something today.
Yeah,
I changed my mind.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to take away and give to the people today?
I'm gonna say that I think it's truly important to find like a social group, and I not like your Instagram stuff like that. I mean like a group like that counsels, and where groups of people might get together, kind of like how you have your AA, something like that.
Okay.
Because what happens with people is people need attention, affection, and warmth.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you feel empty in the holidays, because they're pushing. Get attention, get warmth, get hugs, and you have no one to turn to get that. Because think about it, right? Throughout the whole year, it doesn't seem to faze you. It bothers you a little bit, but not a lot. But it hits you between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's overwhelming because it is focused on family, affection, attention, buying gifts, and warmth.
Yeah.
So find yourself some kind of group where you, in return, can get that same warmth. If you can't get it from your family, get it from someone else. But you need the idea of a hug and someone to make you feel like you are important and your existence means something. Otherwise, you'll be feeling really depressed. And that's the best thing I can tell you.
I think that's really good because if they say strangers will love you better than your family, even if you do have a bunch of family.
True.
Sometimes some strangers can love you better than your family.
That's
so
true.
get around somebody, get into your happiness. And your happiness may not be like somebody else's happiness, or your lane may not be like somebody else's lane. That's a beautiful takeaway. My takeaway today is something that I heard from Eric Thomas. I listen to him before I do the podcast. I work out and then I listen to him in my ear and stuff like that. And ET, the motivational speaker, and number one, put some respect on his name. Number one motivational speaker, and I like the way he talked about the reason he fought so hard to be a motivational speaker and the number one motivational speaker is because he wanted to draw all men unto thee, right? So, we talked about the religion and stuff in the salon as well. But what I did get from him on today that was very, very good. And he said that execution is important. Stop giving 70%, stop giving 80%, stop giving 90%, and just because you tried and you made an effort and you did not execute. He said execution is important. You need to give 100+%. And I talked about that on last episode. But hearing that again on today, when E.T. went into his, the thing that I listen to him, it made me think about some things because even like biblical in the Bible, religion and stuff like that, how you want somebody to follow you if you're not executing? You're not being of excellence. You're not doing nothing that's excellent, but you want somebody to follow this God or this Jesus that you say is so, but they looking at your life and saying, how can I follow Jesus of God when I don't even see you executing? So he said execution is of importance. Walking in excellence is of importance. You know how the people say, or the people may say in the church, ouch and all that. It hit me because he said, he even gave an analogy of his marriage. He been married 30 years. This is the only woman he ever was intimate with. She broke his virginity, and he stayed with her because the reason he stayed with her is because he didn't want the same pattern of what his dad had, of him just meeting people, his dad slinging himself all around the world with all these women. Papa was Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, so he was like, I didn't want that for my life. So what I did was, I decided this is the woman I'm going to marry, who I'm going to be with at 14. Okay? All right. And I know him being the number one motivational speaker, I know women own him. I know they own him. You know what I mean? Like he's a pastor now. He never was supposed to be a pastor. He's a hip-hop preacher, they call him. And he's not doing what the world say do as far as religion. He's not doing that. And that's what I love. But what he said about execution was very, very nice because he said even in his marriage, the Dee, his wife's name Dee, the Dee that he had when he was trying and just making efforts and got mad when she didn't respect him is not the Dee he have now that he's executing. He said she didn't leave him, but because of his execution and not just trying and not just putting the effort in front, now she respects him a little better. Because he's executing. He's saving 7 figures. He got an 820 credit score now. But just from a man who was homeless, had a 520 credit score, but he was trying and he just was giving effort. He was trying and giving effort and not executing. He said it's not time in this season right here that we're in this celebratory season that we're in. It's not time to get misfocused and get misfocused on what other people doing. Execute your stuff.
Yeah, I believe that individuals grow together, right? So it's just like they grew together. That's why she's no longer the same,
Right.
because they grew.
Right.
And I believe that if we're getting into relationships and someone is saying they have a end result,
Yeah.
and the other person is just saying, "Hey, I like you a lot," they're willing to go along and say they will. They're looking for the same thing.
Okay.
But it's a difference when you grow into that together. Like when a man decides, like, "Hey, we've been dating for a while. I want to take the next step,"
Yeah.
opposed to saying, "Well, this was the destination when we started dating."
Yeah.
I think it makes it wonder,
Yeah.
per se, how long that might work, because it's not a goal that someone came up with in their own mind. It was just like it's told to them that this is your goal.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think I don't know, I just feel it's a little different if
And
a
that's why I
person-
feel like I'm not giving nobody a ultimatum or and stuff like that. Because to be honest with you, I gave an ultimatum in both of my marriages. Okay, I'm gonna be transparent. I gave an ultimatum in my first marriage, my second marriage, because of religion. But I refused to do that in my third marriage, even though I know God gonna give it to me. But I'm not gonna give an ultimatum anymore, because you like you said, you forcing somebody to do something just because even though I know I'm worthy of it, but you're forcing someone to do something that they may not be ready to do, and that ultimately ends in failure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the reality is, if the person wants to do it, they're going to walk their way in. Now, you might not like the pace of that individual, and that's something we could be on two different time frames.
Okay.
Because realistically, the person might be thinking, "I'm not ready yet. I thought I was ready, but this is not ready yet. I thought this was going to be done." Because there's always going to be complications that come along, and a man always has to think about how they're going to be the provider. If you make more money than me, I don't have a problem with you making more money than me, but the responsibility, I still feel, belongs to me. And if
as
certain
a provider,
if certain
provider,
things happen,
priest.
like
they say
you,
provider, priest, and
So let's just say the pandemic happens,
Uh-huh.
and things somehow make you feel uncomfortable and shaky in yourself. Then it's very hard for you as a man to then turn around and say, "Well, we're still going full speed ahead," because now I'm thinking, I got to cover how I got to cover things first.
Yeah.
And you might say, but it's a mutual setting. It's both of you together. But it's still the man thinking I got to do this. And am I the same person as I thought I was?
Yeah.
So, but hey, I don't claim
I
to
think
know
like
everything.
two people together are much stronger than
That's true.
one person by themselves.
That's true.
And people don't understand that. So like in whoever's viewing, our viewers, our listeners, if it's better to be with two than to be by yourself.
Yeah.
The correct person.
That's true.
And I just want to leave y'all with that today. We had some good tips. We had some good things on how to cope with loneliness during the holidays, from seniors to youth to relationships. Guy brought the relationship aspect to it. We had Myraeionne. She came in and brought the young adults aspect to it. So we are excited about this show today. I thank y'all for being on. I am honored. Again, we thank y'all for tuning in to RedLip Talk Podcast, episode 36. Mwah! See you next Monday.
Peace.
Spice Divas, Sona's Charm, RedLip Talk, RedLip Talk. Come sit with us and sip some tea. RedLip Talk.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Get Glammed Up by Keyshawn. Tune into RedLip.
It's your girl Sona's Charm.
And it's your girl Spice Divas, the marketing diva.
We want y'all to tune into the premiere of the RedLip Talk podcast.
every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, we're going to have new topics, new guests, new businesses.
Tune in to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com, RedLip